Hello everyone, Happy New Year if you're watching on the day that this is uploaded. This is Reality Escape. My name is Ghostboy259. We're doing the 12 days of quick games. Of course, our show, Quick Game, Quick Thoughts, where we play a flash game, browser game, mobile game, play them for a couple hours, give you guys a general breakdown of how the game works, why I think it works, all that fun stuff. Today is day 8 of 12 of the 12 videos in a row. I know that a lot of you guys have been commenting and enjoying it. This is the first one I filmed actually since I started uploading them, so it's been very nice to see the positive reception. Not so great to see the loss of subscribers. We have been dropping rapidly, so if you are, I guess if you're one of those people, you're not watching this, but no hard feelings. I understand this isn't for everyone. This isn't the main focus of the channel. This is just something small and temporary I wanted to do. But regardless, day 8 of 12. Today we are playing Chain of Fire. Chain of Fire is one of those games where I feel like, maybe not specifically Chain of Fire, but I feel like if you've been playing any kind of flash game or mobile game before, you probably played one of these types of games. It's the idea of start off doing one thing and then grow to encase as much as you possibly can. And Chain of Fire does it in a very morbid way, as you're trying to catch people on fire, I suppose. But the general idea is you start off controlling one character, you choose a direction for them to go. They will run off in that direction for, I think, like 4 or 5 seconds before they kind of drop. It might even be 3 seconds, I don't know if they actually tell you. And you want to catch as many people as you can on fire. When people catch on fire, they'll start running in opposite directions. And your goal is to hit whatever the main score is. As far as I'm aware, every score, I think, is out of 300. And at the bottom, you have what's called a burn value. And your burn value, now, I don't know, I'm only at level 35 as of recording this. I'm going to try to beat it, but I don't think I'll be able to, just because I don't have a lot of time right at this moment. But generally, the burn value is like 5. So what the burn value is basically you have to set as many people on fire in the fewest amount of clicks. So you do have more than one click, but I think after it goes from 5 to 2 to 1 to 0. So if you start off with a 5 and you set someone on fire, they catch people on fire, you get 5 points for each person that's catching on fire. If you do the 2, you're only getting 2 points, 1 only 1 point, and then eventually it'll get to the point where you're not getting any points for these people, and it's kind of just if you're cleaning up when you have, like, if you've already passed the score. So every map has a score that you need to pass in order to complete it before the game will let you move on to the next level. This score can be anywhere from, like, I've seen 180, I've seen 250, and there's quite a few maps that actually require 300, which basically means on your first click, you have to catch everyone on fire. Obviously, there's more to this game than just clicking on people and killing them. There is, of course, obstacles in the way. You will have walls, you will have water, and the way the game tells you is that when characters see water, like if you set someone on fire and they see water, they will immediately jump to it. I find that's not 100% true. That's not always the case, because I have seen, like, they will bounce around before they jump into the water, but sometimes they will jump into the water. It's kind of random, but if they all jumped straight in the water, then some of these levels would be literally impossible. You've also got trees, and now the trees, are trees. They don't run around like the people do, but they also burn longer, and if someone walks into a tree, then they will catch fire. And those also count towards your points, so if you burn a tree, it's also 5 points or 2 points or whatnot. Basically, what this game comes down to, once you figure that out, that you have to burn as many people as you can in the lowest amount, is just the level design. And I don't mind the level design. The big issue I have with this game is the passing score that you need to get past some of these levels. Some of them are very easy to get 300 in, because you're like literally playing on a small tiny little island and all you have to do is click. A lot of it is RNG based as well. It really depends on where your people spawn and what direction you're walking in. You want to try to catch 2 people walking in opposite directions, set them both on fire, send them both their separate ways. Sometimes you feel like you have to be patient, like, okay, well, once you click a guy, they'll stop walking, so you can click on him and like wait until someone comes in the right direction. But then you might as well just go ahead, set them on fire, and then restart the level right away, and hopefully just get better RNG off the bat instead of waiting for it. So there is a lot of restarting levels back and forth. There's quite a few levels where it was just bad luck, or I'd have one dude left or 2 guys left and my score wasn't high enough, and that will happen quite a bit as you're playing through. Another thing too is that sometimes there will be an issue where the screen will pop up and just say click next to continue bunning, which I know is a misspelling of burning. In order to fix that, you just have to refresh the page and then it'll let you continue. I don't know why, but that's happened quite a few times. So just in case any of you guys decide to play the game, which there's a link in the description, just that's how you solve that issue. As I was kind of saying before though, my main issue with the game isn't so much that there are obstacles or harder levels. I like that. I think it's the score values don't always line up with the task that you're given. And the example I'll use here is level 31. As you can see, level 31, you have the trees in a V shape and then one at each corner. So the citizens can't walk past the trees. So you need to be able to take a citizen probably on the top, drag it to the right or the left, and clear everyone on that on their own. And then hope that 2 citizens on either side both get caught on fire and go down to catch the bottom on fire. So a lot of that is just waiting for good placement, and you'll restart and restart and restart and restart until you finally get some good luck. And so there is a lot of luck involved in this and a lot of retries. It doesn't punish you for retrying or anything, but then sometimes you'll have a level where it's very easy to kill everyone in one shot, and it'll be like, yeah, you just need to get 150 points. I like the idea of the burn value because even if you don't kill everyone, there are times where you can save there is a way that you can still continue your current playing session, I suppose, instead of having to restart the level. If you only have a couple guys left, and you can just use the 2 points that the burn value gives you. I like that. Besides that, like I said, this game really is based off of the level design of it, and one of the things I like about it is that there's a very good blend of levels that are good and challenging that feel like a puzzle game, levels that are super easy and are just really fun to watch things set on fire. There's a lot of those too. And, these games where you just set everything on fire, for the most part, it's kind of like the Reddit, / oddly satisfying kind of thing. It's just watching them all burn and fill up the entire screen as they run on fire, which sounds awfully dark and morbid now that I say it out loud, but that's really what we're doing here. And in other contexts, it's not always like this, of course. And then you have the rage-inducing levels, and I actually do like the rage-inducing levels because it feels like a Flash game once you have a couple of levels where you're ready to smash your mouse against the wall or throw your keyboard into the trash. As I said before, it is a ton of RNG. There's some strategy you can put in here, making sure your guys are facing the right way, trying to put them in a crowd, trying to set trees on fire. But in the end, there's not a ton of strategy involved. It's really just getting a little bit lucky. But it's satisfying as heck to play. It's fun just to watch everything catch on fire. And you can actually change the color of your fire through the options menu. So I like to do that and just watch them burn in these very odd, not fire colors. I think that's fun. Now, as I said before, there are tons of games that are like this. I picked Chain of Fire specifically because it's a very basic version of this style of game. There's no upgrade trees, there's no way to make the people run around longer. There's no way to plant trees to give you a little bit of an advantage. There's none of that. It's very much just what you see is what you get. You're clicking, you're catching things on fire, and hoping everything works out. Tomorrow I'm going to be covering another game, which I don't know what you would classify this game as, a crowd-destroying game, or I don't know what you would want to call it. But tomorrow I'm going to be covering a game that's also very similar, but is kind of like a step up to this genre of games. If you have an idea of what this genre is called, if you actually know, or maybe you want to just say, hey, we should start calling it this, feel free to let me know, because I don't really know what to call it. But it's that swarm kind of feeling of just let's engulf everything in this one thing and touch as much of the field as we can. And I don't know what to call it, but it's a fun experience. It's morbid as heck when you actually think about what you're doing, but I think a lot of Flash games have that dark sense of humor of, hey, we have a bunch of people trapped in a maze, your job is to burn as many as you can on fire. That's just how these old games were. And it looks like the game was made by, I am assuming, 2 brothers. They both have the last name, so it's just a couple people that made it. It looks good for what it is. The trees and the people look like they're from 2 different things entirely, but I think that kind of adds to the charm of it. But if you've ever played Chain of Fire, let me know. If you've played a game like this before, let me know. Let me know what they're called. Let me know what other games of this genre you like. And tomorrow we're going to be covering another one called Infector, where it's essentially it's not the same thing, but you're, instead of fire, you're putting a virus onto people, but there's a lot more upgrades, it's a lot more in-depth of a game, and so I want to cover that when we get to that point. And that one is also very rage-inducing, so speaking of rage-inducing, that one's going to be up there as well. That's it for this one, guys, a little bit of a shorter one. I hope you guys are enjoying your New Year's Day, the first day of 2020. If you missed it yesterday, I uploaded kind of like a podcast by myself, just wrapping up what happened in the year of 2019 for the channel. Today is actually the anniversary of my clicker video. It's 1 year ago today I uploaded it, and in a couple hours there's going to be another video of announcement that I'm making. So if you're watching those, cool. If you're not, I understand, but thank you for tuning in regardless. I hope you guys have a fantastic start to your 2020. If you're watching this in the future, hope you're having a fantastic 2020. As usual, let me know what games you want me to play down below, tweet at me, all that stuff, all in the description, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 9 of the 12 Days of Quick Games.